you need to ask your colleagues and I guess your bosses or whoever's in charge of all this, why does Joe Biden get a pass on such a thing? Can you imagine if I would have said such a thing? No, I think that, we would be hounded and held accountable for. What in the world did you mean by that, VP presidential candidate? Why would you say that this nation will undergo international crisis if you elect Barack Obama? If I would have said that, you guys had clobbered me.
You're right. You're right.
Wow, what a stunning admission by both fronts there. And that was Governor Sarah Palin calling into question Joe Biden's words that his own running mate may not have the right experience for the job. But how are voters seeing all of this? Florida Governor Crist joins me live this morning from Tallahassee. I'm interested to get his take. Good morning to you, Governor.
Good morning, Gretchen. How are you this morning?
I'm great. Thank you so much for joining us. So what is your take on this? Sarah Palin calling out the mainstream media, saying, yeah, you guys would have clobbered me, but more startling, the reporter says, you're right, we would have.
Well, that was rather surprising. I mean, it's amazing to kind of watch some of these things and the back and forth that goes on. But what I'm excited about is what's happening here in Florida. We just had a new poll come out yesterday. A Rasmussen poll has John McCain ahead by 1 point. Senator McCain will be back in the Sunshine State tomorrow in the I-4 corridor. He's doing very well, and the ticket, I think, is going to win Florida. And you know how important that is, Gretchen. It's a battleground state. We're a swing state. 27 electoral votes. I think the attention that they're paying to Florida is going to really pay dividends come Election Day, and I'm very pleased for that.
Let me ask you something, because there was an article about you, Governor, maybe not doing as much campaigning as you possibly could for the McCain-Palin ticket. Is there any truth to that?
No, none whatsoever. In fact, I'm doing everything I can to help the ticket. I think it's so important to the future, not only of our country, but the future of Florida. I mean, John McCain is a guy who understands that cutting taxes, having people have more of their hard-earned dollars in their pockets, especially during the tough economic times that we're dealing with now, is critical. He also understands how important it is to protect the environment, about climate change, about things that, traditionally Republicans hadn't focused on as much. But John McCain does, and he understands it. And these are issues that are important to Florida. It's the economy first and foremost always, but these other issues like alternative energy are incredibly important to my fellow Floridians too, and Senator McCain gets it.
Let me go back to the foreign policy discussion and what Joe Biden said, because a lot of the foreign policy discussion, quite frankly, has been lost in this election cycle once the economy went to hell, 5 weeks ago. So is this something now that voters will pay attention to, what Joe Biden said? Will they return back to thinking about foreign policy and experience?
Well, I think experience always matters. And when you look at Senator McCain's experience, it's unparalleled. I mean, this is a man who has served and served admirably in the United States Senate for years. Not only has he got that experience as a seasoned public servant, but in addition, his experience dealing with commerce issues as chairman of the Commerce Committee in the United States Senate, having served in our military, served honorably. He's a true American hero, a man of great strength. Senator McCain is ready on day one to be a great United States president, and I believe that he will be.
All right, real quickly, what does John McCain have to do in the last 13 days to get Florida?
Well, continue to work hard as he's doing already. He was here last week. We were together in Miami and Melbourne. He'll be back, as I say, again tomorrow. Continue to focus on the state. Continue to do the things that matter to my fellow Floridians. Talk about, reducing their taxes, putting more of their hard-earned money in their pocket. That's a winning message, and it's John McCain's message. I believe that he'll win.
Governor Crist, always great to see you. I'm envious of your warm weather down there. Have a great day.
Well, come on down. It's great.
Thanks for the invitation.